Hello once again from the Close Reading Cooperative, the podcast on literary studies produced here at Eastern Illinois University. And once again, my name is Chris Hanlon, and I'm a professor of English here at Eastern.
I'm Francine McGregor, also professor of English at Eastern.
And I think, Francine, that this podcast has got off to a smashing start so far.
Indeed, it's going swimmingly.
Not to pat ourselves on the back or anything,
it is going very well.
We've talked about metaphor, we have a key concept for English majors.
Absolutely.
We've talked about diction and using the OED to look up words. Invaluable. But for my money, what we have to talk about today is more specialized, sort of a more sexy kind of thing. Because I think only English majors know about what we have to talk about today, which is the subject of scansion.
Yes, and should I take this now?
Would you like to tell
them
what scansion is?
I'll just tell you what scansion is quickly. It's simply a process for analyzing the metrical pattern of a poem. And by metrical pattern, we mean meter, and by meter, we mean feet. And by feet, we mean simply a pattern of stressed and unstressed syllables.
So meter broken up into feet, and scansion, I guess, is about sort of deciding what kinds of feet a given line of poetry uses.
Yeah, you're quick.
I'm good at, I do it for a living.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So shall I talk about, I thought we could talk about two kinds of feet today. There's a lot of different kinds of feet, but maybe we could start slow and just talk about the two most basic sorts of feet.
Would those be iambs and trochees?
Iambs and trochees.
Okay, good.
And I am thrilled to talk about iambs.
No more of that.
Okay. Okay, so let's take iambs first. Now, an iamb is simply a foot, which is to say a pair of syllables in which the first syllable is unstressed and the second syllable is stressed. Okay?
Can you give me an example?
Well,
Francine.
Francine, your name. If we scan that, let's put that on the screen. Okay? If we, take those two syllables as a single foot, we can see that the stress falls upon the second one, and so that's what makes it.
So is a foot just one word?
Well, it can be, but it depends, right? Each line of poetry is going to define the length of its own feet in different ways. Now an iamb is always two syllables.
Okay.
Okay, as we've said here, with the second one stressed. Okay, but then that there's other kinds of feet as well. So if we imagine sort of the reverse of an iamb, in other words, a foot in which the first syllable is stressed and the second one is unstressed, that's what you call a trochee. Okay, and we can put an example up here.
Michael. Okay.
And that's all scansion is, right? Scansion is a tool for talking about the way poetry sounds. So, okay, once again, so iambs, we have an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. Now a trochee is just simply the opposite of that. It's a two-syllable foot in which the stress comes in the beginning and the second syllable is unstressed.
So Francine would be iambic, Michael would be trochaic.
There we go.
Right. Got
it. So da-da is iamb, da-da is trochaic. Right? So now here's what I think we should do. Okay, I think we should help. Practice makes perfect here. So what if I give you some lines of poetry, once again, real poetry, always, on the Close Reading Cooperative, and you scan them?
I will do what I can.
Okay. So let's start. Here's one by Emily Dickinson. Much madness is divinest sense.
Okay. Much madness is divinest sense. Much madness is divinest sense. It sounds to me like the first syllable is unstressed, second syllable is stressed, so it's iambic.
An iambic line by Emily Dickinson. I think you're right.
Okay.
So what if we now look at another line by Edgar Allan Poe?
Okay.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I wandered weak and weary.
Okay. Once upon a midnight dreary, once upon a midnight dreary. Sounds ugly that way, but that sounds trochaic to me.
It's a different sound. It's trochaic, isn't it? You notice it. You notice trochaic when you see it, or when you hear it, rather. The language doesn't naturally work that way, but you can definitely hear it. And once again, you're not doing this. You're not choosing to read these in a certain way. This is how these words sound, right? They have accents that fall on certain syllables, and they're kind of compelling you into an iambic or a trochaic pattern as you read.
You really can't switch it. Once upon a, it doesn't work.
No, that doesn't sound right. Well, let's do one more. My love is like a red, red rose.
so sweet. My love is like a red, red rose. My love is like a fetid swamp. Scans the same way. My love, I think that is iambic.
Yeah, I think
my
you're
love, unstressed first syllable, stressed second syllable, it's iambic.
Yeah, that's an iambic line. Okay, so this is good, and I think that's probably enough for today.
Yeah,
right?
that's a lot.
So I think we should ask our students to think about this week, and if you're reading any verse poetry in your classes, take note of the meter. Do you see any iambic patterns there? Do you see any trochaic patterns?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, okay. So once again, for the Close Reading Cooperative, signing off.